Welcome to A105 Studio. I am Suzie Aston. I'm joined today by cast members from Look to the Light. We have Lily Blunsom-Washbrook, Dilley, Marion, Fagbemi, and Jessica Slatter. Welcome, guys. How the devil are you?
Great.
Yeah, good. Glad to be here.
I'm glad you're here because I've recently watched the film. How did you get involved in the project in the first place?
So I got an email from my agent auditioning for the role of Lauren originally, sent in a self-tape for the scene where she is just broken up with Eddie and she tells her sister and her mom, and her sister goes wild. And I actually read in the lines myself because I didn't have a reader. I think that might have been one of the reasons why I was cast. I sent that in, and a couple of days later I heard back saying Chris wants to offer you the role of Rochelle, and I read the script and I loved her character and I couldn't wait to kind of just dive into that more. You might not think you're good for that role, but someone sees something in you. Then, Chris wrote the script.
Yeah.
He knows how he wanted Rochelle to be.
Yeah.
And he might just see something about your personality that fits that so perfectly. And
he thought you were wild and angry.
Yeah, just an aggressive person, apparently.
Crazy girl. Crazy girl.
What about you, Cole? How did you end up in Look for the Light?
I was very lucky because I went to Wilkes Academy to train. Luckily for me, Christopher was affiliated with Wilkes Academy.
Yeah.
And when I auditioned, got offered the Dance Sync scholarship, which is a massive privilege. In my third year, Chris basically approached me and he said, look, Cole, like I've got this opportunity for you. I'm writing this film and I think you are going to be this character of Wesley Reynolds. He told me he was this young lad and that I need to be cheeky chappy and everything. And
nailed it.
Yeah, he gave me the script and I was just like, I'd be honoured. Yeah, I'd love to do it.
How did you become involved in this film?
So for me, I was working with Chris, the director, on a previous film project that he was doing, and he brought this project to my attention and told me a lot about what he wanted to achieve with the film, and just told me about the film in general. And there was a role that he said was perfect for me, and I learned more about the role and I absolutely loved it. So he said, I have the part.
You're in. Nice and easy. Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Do you guys watch reality TV?
I do and I don't. I think I'd say I dabble. Like, there's things I will sit and maybe like lose myself in a little bit. Not something that I watch regularly. It's not something that I put on. And I think in my family home, it's not a regular thing.
What about you?
Sometimes I do. I wish I didn't. I wish I was a better person. I wish I could just read a book. But sometimes it is. It's just that easy watch. And I hate myself for doing it because I'm watching it and I'm thinking, this is trash. This is so bad. These poor people. Like we were saying earlier about how there's better mental health checks and stuff beforehand. It is people, I think, who are not that stable and don't have, healthy coping mechanisms in their life that make the best entertainment. At least that's what we're told. It is those unstable people who don't cope well with stuff, don't cope well with being in the limelight or with confrontation or friction, who just shout, get mad, get angry. Mm-hmm. That's the people these producers choose to put on these shows.
I was never allowed to watch it.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of hear my friends talking about it and I'd be really jealous, kind of be like, well, I want to be involved. I want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
There was a time where I kind of was a bit obsessed with a couple of shows, but nothing major. And now I just don't really watch it anymore. I don't know whether it's just like, I don't know if I'm bored of it. It's kind of like the same thing. And I'll see bits on TikTok and I'll catch up with it sometimes.
Yeah. There is something that you did say, like we're talking about, whether the execs are intentionally exploiting it and whether, I think it is based on us as people because they're giving us what we want. So we as the consumers, if we were to compare, if we're tuning into the positive type of stuff versus the negative, as soon as you see something negative, you rush to it. We love the drama, like
morbid curiosity.
Honestly, like we love the negative drama, we love the arguing, we love the fights, like, and they're just feeding into that. So then it's kind of like, so who's the real problem here? Is it the producers that are just giving us what we want, or is it us?
What were some of your favourite scenes to film? Let's go to you.
Definitely the one where I beat Eddie up. I said this before. It was just so exhilarating. Just being like, you can basically go feral on someone for like, and there be no like consequences. Like, what's wrong with that? But yeah, it was really, really fun to film.
My personal favourite bit was probably the bro scene. We call it the bro scene, me and Charlie. I think it's the one like moment in the whole film where me and Charlie have a brotherly like moment. And that was my favourite scene because it was the part where I could really think about my acting. It came out as the nicest moment between
and it's
them
a
as
very
brothers.
important moment when you watch the film in its entirety. I think that moment is very important.
Yeah, it was.
Without giving too much away.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, we don't want to spoil it. Here for you, bro.
What about you, Marion? Have you got a favourite scene in the film?
The pub scene with Charlie, Eddie Reynolds.
She loves a pub.
I do. It was a very funny scene just because obviously you can't hear a lot of the bickering that's going on. To prep for the scene, there was like some bickering and some banter that we all have going on just to get each other amped up. Exactly, method acting. Some of the comments that Charlie would make were just absolutely hilarious. He'll probably be insulting my hair or insulting my makeup, or he was just a nuisance. So, but it brought out a very good reaction. So that's probably my favourite scenes, just because of the behind the scene drama.
Was there any funny moments on set?
I don't think 5 minutes went past without something stupid happening. And I'd like to say it was all me, but no, it definitely wasn't all me. It was when Mark has this line, and it was, I'm not gonna say the F-bomb, but
we know what you mean.
Yeah, he
Vulgar.
says this. Yeah, he says this line, and it's so scouse. Like, it's the most scouse thing ever. Sharon's just a walking bubble of joy. She's just hilarious.
What about you, Jess? I think like your scene were pretty intense, really.
Yeah. I mean, I always say meeting the cast was funny because the scenes that I had with Charlie and with Lucy and Mark, I'd never met them before, and I went straight into the whole like, I hate you, blah, 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 screaming, shouting, punching, and then like we'd call cut and we'd be like, let's breathe, and then we'd realise that I haven't actually said hi, like, so we're there like with tears, and we're like, hi, by the way, like, nice to meet you. So that was quite funny.
Guys, I have really enjoyed chatting with you here today. Thank you for chatting to me today, and I can't wait to see the film again.
Yeah,
I'm obsessed.
Neither can I, to be honest.
Can't wait.
Let's go.
Lovely.
Catch you next time.
Yeah. See ya.